It's 1 in the morning. You promised yourself you'd be asleep hours ago. But here you are, headphones in, watching just one more episode about a case you already know the ending to. And a small part of you feels a little guilty, maybe even a little strange, because somewhere in the back of your mind, a quiet question keeps surfacing. What does it say about me that I find this so fascinating? Why can't I look away? If that sounds like you, let me put your mind at ease right now. You are not morbid. You are not broken. And you are very far from alone. Millions of people are doing the exact same thing tonight, curled up in the dark, completely absorbed in the darker side of human behavior. And according to psychology, your fascination with true crime is not a red flag about who you are. It's actually revealing something surprisingly healthy about how your mind works. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand a part of yourself that you have probably never been able to explain. Let's start with a fact that surprises almost everyone. The true crime audience is not who most people assume. Study after study has found that the majority of dedicated true crime fans are women. And that single detail is the first clue to what is really going on here. Because it points to something far deeper than simple curiosity. It points to survival. Which brings us to the first reason your brain is hooked. Your brain treats true crime as a training simulator. When you follow a case, you're not just being entertained. On a deep, instinctive level, your mind is studying it. How did the danger begin? What were the early warning signs? What did the people involved miss? How did the survivors get out? Researchers have found that this is one of the biggest reasons women in particular are drawn to the genre. They are unconsciously gathering information, rehearsing what they would do, learning to recognize danger before it arrives. Your brain is running a safe simulation of a threat, so that if you ever face something similar in real life, some part of you will already feel prepared. It's not morbid at all. It's one of the oldest survival instincts we have. The second reason is that your brain is addicted to solving the puzzle. Human beings are pattern-seeking creatures. We are wired to crave answers, to close open loops, to turn chaos into order. A true crime case is essentially the ultimate mystery. There's a question that demands an answer. There are clues, timelines, contradictions, and hidden motives. And every time you piece together another part of the story, your brain releases a small hit of dopamine, the same reward chemical you get from solving a hard puzzle or finishing a gripping book. You're not drawn to the darkness. You're drawn to the resolution. Your mind simply cannot rest until the pieces finally fit. The third reason is one of the most fascinating. True crime lets you feel fear inside a completely safe container. Think about why people ride roller coasters or watch scary films. We are chasing the rush of fear without any of the actual risk. When you watch a tense case unfold from your couch, your body responds as if there is real danger nearby. Your heart rate rises, your senses sharpen, your system floods with adrenaline. But your rational mind knows the whole time that you are perfectly safe. This is what psychologists call controlled fear. You get the full thrill of the danger, and then you get the deep relief of remembering that it isn't happening to you. That contrast is genuinely, chemically satisfying. The fourth reason goes even deeper, into the need to understand the unthinkable. When something terrible happens, the human mind is left with an unbearable question. How could a person possibly do that? That question creates a kind of psychological itch, a gap in our understanding of the world that our brains desperately want to close. So we watch. We listen to the experts. We try to trace how an ordinary life could twist into something we can barely comprehend. And here is the key. Understanding something, even something dark, gives us back a sense of control. If we can understand how it happened, then maybe, we tell ourselves, we can see it coming. Maybe the world is a little less random and a little less frightening than it feels. And that leads directly to the fifth reason. Deep down, we are all craving justice. Most of us carry a quiet, built-in sense that the world should be fair, that wrongs should be made right, that actions should have consequences. But real life so often refuses to give us that. True crime, especially when a case is finally resolved, delivers the very thing real life withholds. Order restored, the truth uncovered, a resolution. Psychologists sometimes call this a need for a just world. And watching justice arrive, even in someone else's story, gives us a genuine sense of relief and moral closure. It reassures the deepest part of us that things can, eventually, be set right. So let's put this all together, because when you do, something beautiful emerges. Notice what your fascination is actually made of. The instinct to keep yourself and the people you love safe. A sharp, analytical mind that cannot resist a puzzle. Deep empathy for the people affected. A powerful sense of fairness and justice. Your interest in true crime was never a sign that something is wrong with you. It is the sign of a mind that is alert, curious, compassionate, and wired to protect. What looks like a dark habit is, underneath, one of the most human things about you. But like anything powerful, it does need a little balance. So let me leave you with 3 gentle checks. First, pay attention to how it makes you feel afterward. A healthy fascination leaves you curious and thoughtful. If instead you notice constant anxiety or a creeping fear that the world is nothing but danger, that is your mind asking you to step back for a while. Second, protect your sleep and your peace. If those late-night episodes are stealing your rest or following you into your dreams, give your nervous system a break. The cases will still be there tomorrow. And third, let it make you wiser, not more afraid. Take the genuine awareness it gives you, the ability to notice a warning sign, to trust your instincts, to set a firm boundary, and let that make you feel more capable, not more fearful. That is how you keep this fascination healthy. You let it sharpen you, without letting it shrink your world. So the next time it's late and you reach for just one more episode, and that little voice asks what it says about you, you can finally answer it honestly. It says you are curious. It says you are empathetic. It says you are a person whose mind is quietly working to understand the world and stay safe within it. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you felt seen by this video, I would love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, what was the case, the show, or the documentary that first pulled you in and never let go? I promise, you are about to see just how many people share the exact same fascination. And if this gave you a new way to understand yourself, share it with the person you always end up talking about these cases with. You already know exactly who that is. Thank you for being here, all the way to the end. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.